Hi everyone, and welcome to the second video in our Learning to Moodle series. This video is going to cover a couple of preferences that you might have for both navigation around Moodle as well as messaging and forum. It will finally show you how to set your profile so that students can get to know you a little bit better. Let's start though with the profile. In the very top right hand corner of Moodle, you are going to see your profile section. I'm going to click on that. This is what it looks like by default. Here is what my personal profile looks like. It has a section about me that lists some information for my students to get to know me better, as well as some user details, and it also shows the courses that I am enrolled in or teaching. That is all something that you can set by clicking on the Edit Profile button. This is also going to show up later in our Preferences section, where you have the ability to edit all of the preferences for Moodle. You'll see the Edit Profile button. The things that you can and cannot set in your profile are, it's a pretty small list. You cannot set these first three items. The email address, first name, and last name is set by the registrar's office. If there are any mistakes there, that is something that you would have to contact us to change for you. It is also important that your email address is your WLC.edu email address. That is the only legal way that you have to contact students outside of your LMS. You cannot email information about grades to students' personal email addresses. The things you can edit in here are everything below your email address, including your city and town, which I'm going to fix that to be a capital M. You can put a description about yourself. You can also change your user picture, really just finding an image that is on your computer. So let me jump over to the About Me section, and I am just going to grab my portrait and put it on there. So there is your user picture. You can also use the navigation menu to find that. Once you've set your picture, you can also change it or delete it. Additional names, interests, and just some optional things if you want other contact ways. And this is where you can put, I usually put other addresses, my Skype ID, any of those things are ways that you want people to contact you. When you're finished, you can click Update Your Profile. The other preference that I want to show you while we are here is the forum and messaging preferences. The forum preferences talks about the way that you receive notifications about new discussion forums. You can receive them in a digest or single emails per forum post. The digest basically takes all of the emails in one, or all the posts in one day, puts them in one email and sends it to you. The single email per post just sends you, every time there's a new discussion forum post, it's going to send you an email. You can also decide whether or not you want to automatically be subscribed to forums when you post in them. I think it's important for instructors to be subscribed to the forum posts just so that you don't miss anything. But another way to not miss anything is to use the forum tracking. This will highlight new posts when you get into a discussion forum. It will say there's an unread post here. So that is another way, but it requires you to go into Moodle to see that. The next thing I want to show you under the Preferences section is going to be the messaging preferences. A lot of these are kind of unused, but the most important ones, I believe, are messages between users. At the very top of the screen, you're going to notice I will check both of these boxes on my personal account. When I'm logged in, it's nice to see a pop-up that a user has messaged me. If I'm not logged in, I tend to get the email. So this is actually the way that I actually think I have it set. So even if I miss the pop-up, even if I'm logged in, I still tell it to send me an email just so that I can check on it later. Most of the other system things are kind of unused, the manual and self-enrollments. When you get to the assignments, this is going to be, do you want assignment notifications? Those I just say send them to my email. Some people choose not to get assignment notifications, and they just say I am going to be checking assignments at specific times anyway. I don't want to be bothered with extra notifications. Completely up to you. There can be messages for feedback. And reminders to do feedback, as well as the forum posts that we mentioned before. lessons, you'll see a lesson essay graded notification. This is mostly for students. But the inbound messages, again, this is where the system will send you notifications when messages have come into you. So I tend to turn all of those on, either just in the email or in the pop-up notification. You can change them depending on if you are logged in or not. Otherwise, let's take a look at the main page of a course. I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm just going to jump into my sample course and show you one last preference that a lot of people like to change, and that is the navigation style. On the left-hand side, you're going to see all of the navigation blocks. One block that is important to notice is the administration block. That block changes if I go into different areas. Like if I click on attendance, that block administration turns into attendance administration, but it still gives me access to the course administration block. That's important to note because a lot of times people are somewhere in the course and they want to get to their grade book. Like here in the main page, I can see my grade book, but when I go to, let's go to an assignment down here. When I go to an assignment, if I'm looking at this, even if I'm in the View Grade All Submissions, I don't see the grade book over on the left-hand side. I can see the grades for that assignment. So just remembering that course administration is always there. The other thing that is kind of annoying to some people is that they want to be able to get to this administration block or the navigation block, no matter where they are on the screen. So by default, those things move up and down when I scroll down through the list. You can dock them and you'll see that over on the left hand side they stay. Even when I'm at the very bottom of one of my classes, I can still get to the administration block instead of having to scroll back up. Some people really prefer to do that. It really does not matter to me, so I tend to keep these undocked because otherwise I forget where they are, or I forget what's actually in them. But it does mean I have to scroll all the way back up whenever I want to click on something. So those are some of the preferences that you can set to kind of customize your Moodle experience. Hopefully that has been helpful for you, and we will see you in the next video.